Wheel of Game!
You bastard. Gonna shoot ya. Gonna shoot ya. Hi, I'm bigcal, and welcome to my world. It is the end of the month, which only means one thing: Wheel of Games. So, if you don't know what Wheel of Games is, at the end of each of these episodes, I spin the wheel. It lands on a category, and then I have to buy something in that category to play and do a video of in the next month. So yeah, last month I spun the wheel and it landed on an interesting category, and that is, how do I not own this yet? Where I try and pick up a game that, yeah, it's kind of surprising I don't already own it. And the last time it came up, I bought the original Spyro the Dragon game, because how did I not own that? I owned the other two games on the PS1, I owned the Reunited trilogy on the PS4 and the Switch, but I didn't own the original game. So yeah, that should give you an idea as to what this kind of category is about. So, what did I pick up this month? Well, I got an original Game Boy game, and that is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong on the original Game Boy was released in 1994, and as such is often referred to as Donkey Kong 94, to help differentiate it from the original arcade release. The game begins as you might expect, with 4 arcade levels for you to navigate through and rescue Pauline and defeat Donkey Kong. Now, if you bought this game without looking into it, you might just expect the 4 levels to repeat, adding in difficulty measures like faster enemies, less time, etc, so you can just keep playing to rack up the highest score possible. However, the game throws in a twist. A DK re-kidnaps Pauline and runs away, expanding the game. And not by a little either. Oh no. It goes from having 4 stages to a massive 101. For a Game Boy game, this is insanely impressive. So yeah, beating the arcade stages will then bring up the world map for the first world, which features 8 stages and 2 boss fights against Donkey Kong. Regular levels have you needed to find a key, and then bring it to a door in order to progress, while the Donkey Kong boss fights are split between simply climbing to the top, like the arcade game, or throwing barrels at him 3 times. The regular levels, while still featuring plenty of climbing ladders and jumping over enemies, have turned into more of a puzzle game than a basic action platformer. Some of them are simple enough and will take you no time at all, while some will be far more tricky, requiring you to plan out your route more carefully. And of course, as the game progresses, new mechanics are introduced. These are typically shown off between boss fights, with a small cutscene of DK running away and showing Mario how to use the new mechanic in order to follow him. These can range from blocks that let you build temporary platforms and ladders, levers to open and close barriers, as well as changing direction and moving platforms, ropes to swing on, and a block to let you place a trampoline. As well as these level-specific mechanics, you also have the traditional hammer power-up from the arcade game that lets you kill enemies, and now you can also throw it upwards, allowing you to climb a ladder and catch it on a higher level, and continue to use it, which is so very satisfying when you manage to pull it off, and can come in handy. On top of all that, yes, there is even more. Mario has a few different moves that are available to him right from the start, but aren't shown off immediately. So, if you figure them out by yourself, awesome, or you can just wait for the game to show you how to do them in a cutscene. So obviously you have a basic jump, and then you can also do a handstand that will allow you to avoid damage from falling barrels as they bounce off your feet, and from that handstand you can then perform a jump that will have more height and distance, coming in very useful when reaching platforms that might normally require creating a ladder or using another object to get there. While researching the game for this video, I even discovered you could do a backflip, something I never realised during my playthrough. And Mario can also pick up objects and throw them, be the key needed to exit each level, barrels to throw at DK, or even enemies to throw other enemies to kill them, similar to Super Mario Bros. 2. All of these things combined, the mechanics, power-ups and movement abilities, along with the fun creative level designs, make for one of the best experiences on the original Game Boy, in my opinion. It is always so much fun entering a level for the first time and trying to figure out the best way to beat it, and doing it in the fastest time to result in more points. Your points are added up after each boss fight, and extra lives are rewarded for each 100 points. Not only that, but each stage has 3 collectibles: a hat, a bag, and a parasol. Collect all 3 and you get to play a minigame to earn extra lives after each stage. These collectibles add in a little extra difficulty, so while you might be able to breeze through one stage in 20 seconds, grabbing all 3 items will take you longer and might be much more challenging too, as you have to figure out a way to get them without dying. Yes, it's completely optional, but it also adds a lot more fun in my opinion. And as fun as it is to simply beat the stages, the satisfaction of beating a stage after being completely stumped for a while is even better. There were a handful of times where I just could not figure out how to reach the exit with the key. I got so frustrated. And then after either dying or letting the time run out, I get a light bulb moment and immediately understand how to achieve the goal. I'd go, I'd do the level, I'd beat it, and I would feel magnificent. Pro gamer, all the way. Overall, this might be my favourite pickup for Wheel of Games so far. It takes a classic arcade game and throws an entirely new spin on it in the best way possible. Not only that, but this would help lay the foundation for the Mario vs Donkey Kong games in the future. It's just a shame that I got this only a few days before having to make the video, so I didn't have enough time to play it as I would have liked. I did get about halfway through the game though, to around halfway through World 5, so I did get to experience plenty of it. It is a game I have been meaning to purchase for many years now, and I'm glad this month's Wheel of Games choice gave me the excuse to finally buy it. There we have it, Donkey Kong 94 for the Game Boy. Absolutely fantastic, highly recommend this game. Now, I did get it late in the month of course, and I started playing it, and I was just testing it out at first just to see what it was like, and I beat the first 4 levels for the arcade version, and then I beat the first world all in one, and you can only save the game after each boss fight with Donkey Kong. So there were 2 in the first world. I beat both of them, saved the game. I thought, okay, I'll turn it off there for now. I'm going to do something else, and I'll come back to it a bit later. Went back to it later. No save file. Of course means that the battery inside the cartridge was dead. Okay, so I dug out my soldering iron. It's been a while since I've used it, like well over a year. Got out my bag of batteries, got the right size battery that goes in the little Game Boy cartridges, soldered the old one out, soldered the new one in, put the game in, and I'm playing it through the Game Boy player in the GameCube, by the way, using the Game Boy interface, which makes it look so fantastic compared to the Game Boy player software. But yeah, so I played it, and of course I had to play through the arcade version, and then you can finally save it, I think, after that, before you start the world. So I played through the 4 arcade game levels, saved it, and then my mistake was just hitting the reset button on the GameCube. So technically the GameCube doesn't turn off. So the save file was still there, and I thought everything was fine. Turned off the GameCube, went and did something else, because by this time I'd soldered and I just couldn't be arsed with it. Went to play it again later that evening, no save file. What the hell, is my soldering bad? Good chance it is, because I'm not very good at soldering. I don't practice it nearly as much as I should. So I got the game out, I had a look, opened it up, it's like the solder, everything, the points are fine. Someone on Discord suggested I use my multimeter and check to see if there was any power in the battery. No, there was not. Dead on arrival. So I got out all my other batteries that same size, tested them all with the multimeter, all dead. Yeah, luckily I do have other batteries of slightly bigger sizes that go in different cartridges and things like that. So I got a bigger size one that still fits inside the cartridge but has a higher capacity and does still work, thankfully. with it. I don't know if it's to do with the whole voltage thing, or sort of 3 volts. I don't know if that's the reason why they work. I'm not exactly technically minded with these kind of things, but I looked it up and was told it would work fine. So I soldered that one in, tested it, saved the game, turned off the GameCube, and just to make sure, took the game out, put it back in again, turned it on, save file still there. Phew! Yeah, and it's been fine ever since. Good what? Right, I have rambled on far too much about Donkey Kong, but yeah, it was a really fun game. I wish I got it earlier in the month. I could have played through the entire thing. Yeah, and I wish the battery wasn't dead when I got it, and that my replacement battery wasn't dead when I put it in. But it's all done now, it's all sorted. Anyway, let's spin the wheel and see what I'll have to buy for in the month of April 2026. Christ, we're already getting into April. So, yeah, I've replaced How Do I Not Own This Yet with PlayStation game. That's making a comeback after being away for a few months. So let's give it a spin. On the down, spin it. Okay. It has landed on Sega game. Now this means I can buy a game for a Sega console. It could be the Master System, the Mega Drive / Genesis, the Dreamcast, and the Game Gear. Those are all the systems. There's only the Saturn missing, which I don't own, so it's not really a possibility. Yes, so 4 systems. Yeah, so probably not going to be a Dreamcast game. That many I'm that interested in buying, and the ones that are higher priced, probably won't get one for this video. But in terms of Master System and Mega Drive games, tons that I still want, a bunch still fairly cheap. Game Gear, it'd have to be one that I was really interested in, and again, I'm not sure on the prices of those ones. Probably not going to get like a £4 Game Gear game for this video. I don't think it'd be very good. So yeah, what to think about for next month. So I'm bigcal. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you think to Donkey Kong 94 on the Game Boy. Let me know what Sega games I should look into potentially buying for next month's video, and I'll see you again next time.